Alright y'all, it's Texas 2.5 and tonight I just finished an epic Weber Smoky Mountain modification. I promise you've never seen one like this. Stay tuned and check it out. Who knew playing with these little metal bits could get you metal splinters? That's no fun. Can you see that? Good. Oh yeah, you could see it protruding off of there a little bit even though it ain't good focus. That little sucker hurt. That was like pulling a fish hook out of my thumb. He had barbs all over the place. Tiny little piece of metal. Hey, you're working with metal pipe? Wear some gloves. Alright y'all, here's a finished product. I thought I had some good video of me spray painting those holes that I drilled, but y'all know how to spray paint. You don't need me to show you that. What I used for that was Rust-Oleum high heat 1200 degree black flat spray paint. Got it at Walmart, $4, something like that, pretty cheap. I actually would suggest two things. If I was doing this again, what I wished I would have done was drop this down about 1 more inch so that this bolt right here would be exactly halfway between the bottom grate and the top grate, so that if I ever add a third grate for more space, I would only have to put in 2 more bolts. And actually, since I plan on bolting another accessory onto this side over here, if I ever put in a third grate, I would only have to put in 1 more bolt back there instead of doing extra drilling. As it stands now, this bolt is slightly above half. You can't really tell, but it's about a half an inch or an inch higher than I wish it was. I could probably still work with it. I could probably still throw a grate in there, and I'd still have, I'd say, 3.5, I think 4 inches would be exaggerating a little bit, but probably 3.5 good inches. So I could definitely do ribs or a short pork butt, short brisket, stuff like that. But I wish I would have thought that through before I did it. I didn't, however. The other thing that I would say if you're planning on doing something like this, by the way, these pipes are so awesome because you can do anything you want. Once you have your plate mounted, you can do all kinds of different shapes and configurations and trees. I was going to put in 4 bolts, but I actually didn't put in these 2 side bolts. This feels so firm to me that I don't want to put in 2 extra holes in the Weber, so I'm not going to. With just 2 of those little bolts I showed you earlier, and washer and nut, this feels super secure. So secure, in fact, that I can still take a hold of it right here and unscrew it. I screwed it on pretty tight, but so I can't do it with my left hand. But I can grab these bars here and I can unscrew this whole thing so that I'm able to still put my cover on if I want to. I don't need my cover because I keep it in the garage anyways. But if you got, some of you guys are worried about, man, I don't want to put a huge contraption like that on the side. I'll never be able to get my cover on again. Well, actually, it's not a problem because you can just grab right here, torque on it, unscrew that whole unit right there, store that in your garage or somewhere, and you can pop it back on whenever you need it. I'll fix that in a minute. Torquing on it with one hand is twisting my Weber. Anyhow, it's modular. You can do what you want with it. In the future, I'm going to get a little bit taller piece here, and I'm going to put a nut to give myself a little extra space. And then I'm going to take this cap off. I'm going to make myself a small little wood shelf, drill a hole in it, whatever this is, 1 inch, I think, and just pop the shelf right down on top of that nut. Screw that back on. Then I'll have a little wooden shelf above my 2 rods. Now you might be wondering, hey, what you going to use these for? Well, let me show you. All right, y'all. First thing I envision, the long rod, the 10-inch rod, paper towel holder. That's going to be real convenient. Hang that right off of there. Tear my paper towels off. Always have them with me right next to the Weber. I do not think that it will be too hot for that, but if I find that it's getting too hot, what I'll do is I'll just buy a longer spacer and pull this whole unit out a little bit further from the kettle. But I think that there's enough clearance back behind here, far enough away, that it's not going to be too hot for that paper towel rack. The other thing I plan to do is buy some hooks, and on this shorter side, hang my utensils. Now, I don't have to buy a hook. I could just hang my brush like that, tongs, whatever, right over the top. But I'm going to make it a little bit nicer, put some hooks on there, and be able to hang things. And again, you can configure this however you want. You could buy another one of these cross pieces here and put it up facing the other way, having a pipe come out this way. You could do all kinds of crazy stuff with it. One other thing it might be useful for, you know, I'm here in Minnesota, and it's cold. We got to smoke all through the winter. I'm cutting my head off. I'm sorry, y'all. I know it's a pretty head. Y'all want to see it. Shouldn't be cutting it off. Hey, here's what I'm thinking. Wintertime smoking? Huh? Little snow shovel action? That's Minnesota smoking right there. Maybe down south, you know, y'all could put your broom there, or put your hose there or something. You know, I know y'all don't get snow, but up here, you know, we're hardcore. We're committed. We're smoking all winter long, and blizzard, 20 below, don't matter. So we need a spot to hang our little snow shovel right there. All right, that'll be a good use. Hey y'all, that was a lot of fun, but it's time to wrap up. Of course, I did not cover in this video how to build the pull handle for the cart, because it's the exact same principle as the plate and rod system that I installed over here on the side. Again, with that removed, super easy to throw the cover back on. So once you saw me build that, I mean, this is like Lincoln Logs, y'all. It's like Legos. It's easy to do. Anybody can do it. All I did was put together another pipe system. I put a 90-degree bend here. I put a 45-degree bend here. And actually, I'm thinking about switching those so that this handle comes out 90 degrees. And if this one came out 45 degrees down here, the handle would actually angle out more like a cart handle. The only reason I didn't do that to begin with is because I didn't want to take up the space in my garage of having this big angled handle. But I think I might actually do that because it might make it easier, in fact, to pull that cart around. But one way or the other, I hope you enjoyed this mod video series. If you haven't seen the first one, go back and watch it. It's where I explain this awesome 4x4 platform with 8-inch pneumatic caster off-road Weber Smokey mountain tires, the likes of which I don't think you've probably ever seen before. I certainly haven't found anything like this on YouTube. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks again for watching. See you next time.